before we pull a card for the day,
Yes.
we want to know which tarot card fits your day today.
Okay.
So think fast and drop it like it's hot in the comments.
Girl.
Laura says Emperor.
Okay.
Emperor's a good card.
I would love to know why the Emperor.
Becky says Five of Cups. Melissa says Chariot. All right.
Okay.
Is your chariot on fire? That's my question. Really more Eight of Pentacles, to be honest. Alexa says Justice.
Card.
Awesome.
So I pulled the card of the day, and you get some bonus knowledge. We're gonna, tell you what that you just kind of pay attention. You might learn a lot.
Right. Card of the day is
Card of the day, and I shuffled earlier, and I pulled it out, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I couldn't have picked this any more perfectly." It is the Hermit card, David's going to be my lovely assistant. And here's the thing, hit me about the Hermit card. It was just like,
Did it hit you with the Hermit card?
No, it just hit me okay, well, isn't that what we're obviously all doing right now? And so, kind of the obvious meaning of the Hermit card is seclusion, going inward, that kind of thing, intentional deprivation. So it's all those things, but I think one of the things we don't often think about the Hermit is that
the Hermit, he says things.
He says things. David says things. The Hermit doesn't say much.
say things.
No. But the thing about the Hermit is we think of him as on a quest for truth and stuff, but really the true meaning of the Hermit is he has already attained. Right? He's already attained what he has. So think of the Hermit like Yoda, right? He already has it. So, and I thought that was really interesting. The Hermit does hide from the masses, but not because he needs to or he's on a quest. He hides because he's
already been there, done that.
Comfortable being himself, and he's comfortable being alone. And how many of us in our society are not comfortable being alone? We got to go out there. We got to feel things and see things.
Except for all you introverts out there.
Well, and we have to go out and get stimulated, right? But the Hermit has all of that within.
Yeah.
And I think one of there's an interesting one. There's many stories about the tarot, but one of the stories I like about the Hermit, the legends of where the card came from, is that it might be about Diogenes, the Greek philosopher, who, was kind of like that crazy lunatic wise man, and he would go out and live in a barrel in Athens, in the outskirts of town, and then he would come into town with a lighted candle in the middle of the daytime to look for a human. He'd be like, "I'm looking for a human. I'm looking for." So one of those crazy lunatic wise men you see in the movies,
I don't think Yoda was quite
but
crazy.
they do kooky things, right?
Yeah.
So
to me, the Hermit represents Yoda, or Yoda represents the Hermit.
I think so
either
too.
way.
But
I don't know which one came first.
I heard this great quote that was so perfect for this. I think a couple of days ago, maybe more. I don't lose track of time. But it was that what you have is more important than what you don't. Look around your house. I bet you got toilet paper you don't even realize you have. You got napkins. You got whatever you got.
Cloth.
Yeah, it's true. It's I think times like these, we're challenged to be more self-sufficient, be more
Think
like
on your
the
feet.
human, the human, be more of a human.
Be more like the human.
Come out of your barrel. That kind of
Full
thing.
of monkeys.
Oh,
that's me. So.
I think another thing about the Hermit card, just that relates to all of us right now, is you might notice, I don't know if you've ever noticed the light in his lantern. And, some people say it comes from that lighted candle that Diogenes would walk around with and look for a human. But it really is a star inside of the lantern. And you see the star all through the tarot deck. And
Let's get another look at that while you keep going.
It's not just a regular light, it's a star. And what it represents is that it's seclusion, but with intentional deprivation, not this panic deprivation, I gotta go buy all the things because I'm gonna run out of toilet paper.
So the star represents, or in the lantern here represents the light that he has already acquired on his quest, on his journey.
So it's more I have this time of deprivation, but I am with spirit. I have spirit with me. I carry spirit with me. It lights my way. No problem. I know that what will be provided to me is what I need in the moment, and it's going to be okay.
So Laura says, why the Emperor? And if you guys want to let us know why you chose the cards that you did, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Laura says, why the Emperor? So shifting from my fiery energy and frustrations into constructive activity, leadership, stability, recognizing my sturdiness, taking my powers and making it into something good. Laura, I think that is probably the best way to kind of bring that to the surface and to I think that card is very fitting for what's going on and for you specifically. Specifically. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Laura. And anybody else, if you've got some more insight.
I want to give you a self-care tip that's easy to do that will help you stay encouraged. There is a lot of fear, right? But also, many people are ready to hibernate and do some spiritual work.
Right.
Right?
Newsflash. It's the theme of the month.
It's the theme of 2020, I think. Like, can we reset?
Go inside, hibernate, do some self-work, do some spiritual work.
And this is the real spiritual work, right? That yoga retreat that you went to was just practice. Yeah. When we want to keep it simple and give you something really user-friendly you can do right now.
Absolutely. Take this time to study. Take this time to improve yourself. Kind of do some more self-work and evolve with yourself. So spirituality is about personal values and your search for meaning and for truth. Yep. So we were talking about, Heather was just talking about the spiritual work. The real spiritual work is not when you're on that yoga retreat, that yoga retreat, or that great time when you're all zenned out. It's about what do you do when the crap hits the fan. You get the toilet paper, right? But when crap hits the fan, what do? You apply what you've been working on. So we see spiritual practice in many forms. We now know that meditation and intensive prayer can permanently strengthen neural functioning in parts of the brain that help to lower anxiety and depression. So if you're doing constant work where you're building that bridge between your chill out zone and your assessment zone instead of your freak out zone, then these are the moments that comes out. Have you built that bridge strong enough, or are you still freaking out? If you're chilling out and you're kind of going with the flow more, then you've built that bridge stronger. But we do have one super simple spiritual practice that you can use right now that is known to neurologically lower anxiety and depression, and you're going to be blown away by how simple this particular practice is.
I read this in a book by Andrew Newberg, who is a top neurologist, and he wrote a book called How God Changes Your Brain. And I loved this. He had 8 practices for exercising your brain, and this was one of them. So our self-care, self-love tip of the day is smile. Okay.
Even if you don't feel like it.
Even if you don't feel like it, the simple, and it's simple. How easy is it to do? All right, do it with me right now, okay? Everybody smile. The simple act of smiling can interrupt mood disorders, okay? And this is not from me, this is neurology stuff. And it can strengthen the brain's ability to maintain a positive outlook. Natural Prozac, folks. So when you intentionally smile, it calms your brain, as well as it reflects, because we have mirror neurons, right? We all have mirror neurons. It reflects to others who reflect it back to us.
And it helps them.
Right? It helps everybody respond with generosity. Maybe, here, have some toilet paper.
Yeah.
Kindness and empathy for each other. And I got smiles already popping up.
Tons.
Give me some smile emojis. I'm so happy.
Tons of smiles, but don't crash our live.
Right.
So Melissa says, Chariot. For me, I work from home. Awesome, you're already set up. I have everything I need. My family is safe and healthy, and me and my friends are devising alternative methods of communication.
Beautiful.
So if you didn't know, Buddhists incorporate smiling in their spiritual practice, and they are neurologically contagious in every culture.
I think not Buddhists. Buddhists are not contagious.
Buddhists might be contagious.
But smiling is contagious.
Smiling. We're talking about smiling. Smiling is contagious and has such a ginormous effect on the brain that if you just see a picture of a smiling face, you will automatically feel happier and safer. So smiling is good for your safety.
So
I'm just saying. Smiling is good for your safety.
It makes you feel safer.
Yeah.
So, you might.
Right.
smile and carry a big stick, whatever. If some of you don't know, we have an online school that we've been creating for the last 3 years, and our own kind of self-lifting and working with clients kind of prompted us to create our own metaphysical school.
Right.
Drop it in the comments if you're in Zen Ed Academy and community about 3 years ago. And even though we've been teaching in-person workshops locally for 10 years, as we taught here locally for 10 years, all of our workshops and classes, and we're like, how can we empower more people on a bigger scale to use their gifts for the collective good? Because it's not
which good?
The collective good. But what we realized is that not everybody can get out to a healing center. So we're like, how can we create that healing center in an online environment for people that can't get out, that are around the world? Because at that point, our clientele was starting to go global, and we're like, they can't just see us in person for workshops. How do we create that? But it's still super important to have that support available when you need it the most if you can't get out. So, so now when things like the coronavirus happen, we got you. So that's one of the reasons we wanted to come online, is to give you a few offers for like easy things to do, some free tips, and also what we've got going on in our business right now. So we've essentially created
a fully operational healing center that fits in the palm of your hand.
Oh, kind of like a phone, right?
Kind of like a phone. No, it is a phone.
We've got practices. We've got student practices for psychic mediumship development, and our tarot practice workshops in there. Remember the tip for the day, and that's what I want to leave you with before we go off and have some lunch, whatever's in the fridge. What you have is more important than what you do not have. And that is, I think, the message of the Hermit. And you already have all of the things that you need within you, in your house. I mean, if you look around your house, they say that the average household already has almost a year's full of food. A year's worth of
supplies of food.
But you just don't know it. You just panic because you got to get the chips and stuff you don't really need. You don't really need your Pringles. You don't really need your Oreos. But you've probably got rice and beans and some stuff that you can creatively put together, and a lot of spices we forget we have.
Yeah.
So get creative. And remember, smile as often as you can today.
Because it literally changes your brain.
Right, especially if your kids are home from school. Mine just moved out.
Even, and here's the great thing about smiling. Even if it is a fake it until you make it, it will change your brain in the positive.
And it's the simplest thing that you can do today that will help turn this chaos into a blessing.
So Deb says, truth, love this. My coworkers are bugging out. I cannot wait to submerge myself into ZRG and Zen Ed. Laura says, Zen Ed love. Becky's got all the hearts. You guys are absolutely amazing. Since you've watched this far, check out the goodies that we've got for you. There's a link in the description below. If you like this video,
hit the like button.
And if you want to see more videos like this,
be sure to subscribe.
And spank the bell to turn notifications on.
So you are the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Or go live.
And now it's time to check out these videos.
That's right, guys. All right. We are out of here. Love you, love you, love you. Be safe and smile.
Smile, definitely smile.